Tuanze story hapa.
Hapa.
Hapa tuanze hapa si ndio?
Please welcome. My name is Tole, and welcome in Fort Jesus. We are the official private guides who are here, who help our tourists to have a go around and enjoy the tour of the place.
Thank you.
And I'm very happy to show you around, by the way.
Thank you.
Yesterday I was with some guys from Italy also, Ahmed and family. They always bring me friends actually. They do the business there. So this is Fort Jesus. What is Fort Jesus? Just come along and explain to you a bit. This fort, officially it was built by the Portuguese in 1593, but the main idea of building the fort here was to control the trade route in spices from India, which had been controlled for a long time by the Omani Arabs. You know, Omanis were living from Muscat in Oman with tamara, tamara, dates. They're going to all the way to Goa in India, and in Goa they're getting locally produced spices. Apart from the many spices they're trading with, one of them was the one called tamarind, ukwaju. So from the word tamarind, it's derived from the name tamar, which is dates. You understand, eh?
Yeah.
So the Chinese also were coming to Goa, bringing porcelainware as well as silk. After trading with them, they came to African coastal ports, the Omanis, to all the way from Mogadishu, Kismayu. In Kenya, they were coming to Malamu, Malindi, and Mombasa down the old port, somewhere down here. Down the old port, Africans were coming from the interior. Normally bring things ivory, rhinehorn, as things like leopard skin. Trading with them, the Omanis went back to Goa, and some of them to Muscat in Oman. But now the problem was in Europe they're getting less than 20% of the spices, so they had to look for a way, means of trying to get control of the spice route of Goa, India, and that's the reason as to why they sent the famous man Vasco da Gama in 1498 to find a sea route to India. But unfortunately, after going through West Africa and coming to South Africa, the winds were very rough there, but after crossing over, he called it the Cape of Good Hope, that there was hope of reaching Goa, India. Then he came to Mombasa. He was just the same day as well, because he was seen as bringing competition of trade between Arabs and the Africans. Then he had to go now north to a town we call Malindi, and in Malindi built the famous Vasco da Gama pillar before going all the way to Goa, India. And Goa stayed for a month. He actually had a stopover briefly in Kismayu, but it was just away because he started looting the town. So he had to proceed all the way to Goa in India. In Goa stayed for a month, collecting spices and silk and porcelain, then sailed back via Malindi, then went back to Portugal, then told the king it was important to come and take over Mombasa from the Omani Arabs by building a military base. And that's the reason as to why, my friends, in 1593 the Portuguese came here as a big party, strongly fought with the Omani Arabs, got control of the area, then now started building the military base. We call it Fort Jesus. Why is it called Fort Jesus? Because the fort is kind of like built in the shape of a cross, shape of a human being like this. Understand? So this head section is the one you see there. See, there are two arms in the middle, then there are two legs on the other side. It's like this. This is the head section, this is two arms, and then the cross from behind. So today, you came here, you had your ticket, now we are somewhere here. Understand? You're going to go all over until you finish somewhere here. After it was built by local slaves, around 4,000 of them, both Arab and African slaves, first by the Portuguese, they stayed here for 100 years. After 100 years, Omanis from the old town, they fed up with the Portuguese men who had the habit of attacking their ships going into and out of the port. So they laid down what you call historically a siege of the fort. In Nairobi, they call it a siege of the fort. So at the time, this fell under the hands of the Omanis for more than 200 years. When the Omanis were here for 200 years, they've left two things. Actually, four things. One, they left Islam as a religion. That's why along the coast we have more Muslims. Two, mixture between Arabs and Africans is what you call the Waswahili community, right? Waswahili, apart from Waswahili, now they started speaking Arab, mixture of Arab and African dialects, Kiswahili as a language. And then also art and tradition. You shall see some beautiful doors here in the fort, plus balconies in the Fort Jesus. Lastly, they left here Islam was a religion, as I told you, but of course 1895 was what you call the scramble for Africa. And Somalia was taken by the Italians, Tanganyika was taken by the Germans, Sultan of Zanzibar was controlling Mombasa as a satellite state. He so feared Mombasa would be taken by the Germans from the north or the Italians from the south. So what he did is he invited the lesser enemy, the British. Now this became a British entity, but now the British now started to mistreat the Africans. So this became a prison from 1895 up to 1958. 58 to so many prisoners, then they had to build a famous Shomoloteo prison on the northern side of Mombasa, near Mtwapa. The 1960s was made a historical monument. Then the British now built this new museum you can see here. The 1963 became independent with the first Prime Minister, later on President Jomo Kenyatta. So we had the four powers, my friends: Portuguese, Omani, Portuguese 100 years, Omani Arabs 200 years, British in Kenya for like 72 years, Kenya from 1963 up to Al-Qiyama. Right? Any question? كنا سؤال right okay guys let's proceed
Hey guys, saciid barqash alaabtiisa wuu ka dhintay waatana bismillah.
Gantaal inta siyaal wala fur laakiin ad balaanka dhigay.
Inta laga qaadi jiray miyaa gumca la saar. Waatana wala caadi magaalada ugu toosnay.
Magaalada qaado
umada lagu waabin jiray. umada lagu laan jiray xagna waa ka mid kala.
gantaal inta siyaal waa kana inta laga fur.
warbixinaysa
meeshaan waa kana ujeeda ilmihiis iyo xaaskiis waaye.
xaaskiisa qofta miyaa
xaaskiis waa kana oo shareera waa.
ay qofkan macnaha waxaan
asay naftirkiis waa saciid barqashka waa.
saciid barqashka waa.
story Mombasa waa
kana war Mombasa inta ku xukumayay ninkii.
caadi inta ku xukumayay kana ujeeda.
let's go
أنا واقنا ده أنت وين؟
أنت؟
بد أنت اللي دفاعي ده جمعة هالكام بد.
جمعة بد أنت اللي دفاعي مه.
بد أنت وين؟
واو. بسم الله. إن بعد ما.
أنت قال كرت بدك أركيسانو.
أنت ماشي أنا.
ماشي أنا أسكال جيسة بجوري هيدا كنا أنت بجوري أصلا أنت أستاذ صارنا.
ماشي. أفير كرامانو. يا.
Portuguese alone, they don't have this. That's the north of Mombasa. This is Mombasa Island. The hotel goes
سو ماشي وقل جرينا وهكذا.
أصلا أنت أصلا فينا.
قل كيسو ما هو.
south, we have the trade. Going to the road, we have a causeway, Makupa causeway. So this is Mombasa. It's 14
لكن بدل
square
أنت
miles.
كثير
Mombasa is divided into 4.
قنتالي هالك
ليه
واقوان.
وربحين تدنا عذاب ورك عايسبي.
واقوان قنتالي هالك وبدل واردين وجد بدك خواتنا أنت.
والله بلا واكرا بيب معهن. وتاجرنا. نيجي الدفاعي ساعد ما وقت كيه. لكن سيروا برصدني.
لو مال أسكور جيري ضدك تام أمين جيري لو مال أو كور جيري واقنا هالمال أنتوا هالمال أنتوا.
ما شاء الله ودنا عبو.
تنا وكوري واقنا أنت أسكوري جرن جردا. ضد بيسكو أمينين من كاس. واقنا ماشي أنا موجود.
ضد إنه سكو أمن ما ترجلين به.
هي
دفاع
بدو
هذا
واقنا أنتوا دفاعك قلاي. كل واقاسا.
واه. قصري كان عادي ما إنه بعادي ما والله.
كنتن سنة أي ماشي عند أتا كنتن سنة إكبرنا وكسوري لتر.
إيش هيك استجي. سعيد برقش هيك سوري يتبيع.
كنتن سنة أكنا وكسوري لتر.
سو أصحابي واحد. حبسي ناجها. ناجها دو سوق بتمشي كحيرة واحد سعيد برقش. صدوات. برسون كناجها ويا مية.
أنتوا ناقة أنتوا كذا.
سو
كنا ناقة أنتوا لو كذا ده. حبسي ناقة أنتوا هاي.
حبسي لو حكومة واكوين. ماشي لو حكومة ناجها وين.
meeshaan barqash boqorka Zanzibar naagaha meeshaan ku xiri jiray
سانتيز واقنا فين. سانت ناقة الحين قدام بيوت.
naagiha kan waxa waaye
واكوين.
waa kuwa wajida agtooda ugu
تضو ناقة. تضو ناقة سوق خبز. تضو ناقة هاي لو شافوا.
waa ka todoba naagi inta lagu xareen jiray hadda naagtii iswaashan inta lagu soo xareena naagtii shaxshax maama isku waasho hadda meeshaan soo giidaya meeshaan wajidin meeshaan sariirta waa kala seexan jiray hadda inta waa lagu seexinaya ogaada wajidin meelahan xagga yaa ده ناكتك رفيو كنتو تيم كورلي بح وع كترادو انت لا لكينا
There is actually a rat here that brought the black plague. Usually we go to the black plague. It was brought by the rats. Normally, the fleas which stay on the rats. It is very, and also, you know, when soldiers are far on missions, they normally think about their family members and they feel heartbroken. So because of this, you can see there's a broken heart there, right? Now you see this one. The material pointed on is clay mixed with jaggery is carigul, and papyrus. Papyrus are the reeds which grow around them, they're pounded to make pepper. And this was a prison here. That's why the window is right up there. And then we have the Portuguese paintings here. These are real ones, and then this is the original Kenyan painting. Grinding stone, yeah, exactly. You're crushing grain. Now you're crushing it. Yeah, spices, yes. Yes. You can actually sit down and try to show them how it is.
The manual.
This is because your house, yeah. Yeah, Vivo, I'm an exhibition. So that is how the guys done. See what they found down the sea is what you can see there in the door handles, spoons, plates for serving things. Ya kuserve. Hiyo ipulis, unajua ile inafungwa hivyo alafu kwa kamba alafu ile masti inakuwa ile tanga inapanda juu.
baashaan waranka waa mahno isticmaal kale gumuum malla oo ani gumuum kusay so wax badan aan meeshan bismillah inna baad baan wax harama baashaan kala baasha fiir tan macnaha tii Soomaan la yeerinay
والله مقصود
كتار والله الله وصعب وهكذا سيفتي بانجد يا سيفتنا واتنا
الخرجيز واكنا سيفت واتنا مع الخرجيز
وهكذا محا خريا شهر وعاد
waxana u jeedin asxaabta waxa weeyaan
saciid barqash
halgamay hore saciid barqash waxana u jeedin wax oo ceer loo keenaa wax oo fiig loo daadiyay
waxaan dhex socono waa qasrigiis
قال عن زمان واتنا
أنا وادونتي شيء معناها سعيد برش عيد كيسة برايت كوك وكسين جرام ليها عندي سوق سميس يسوق وين سميس صح؟ دونتا معناها تم حوالي سنة وين في دقال كل قاعدة يميا
ما كل أصله سمي لكن هذول كتير دوم
إنه كوخ حمو سميس
دونتا أكل بطار موضوع طبعا ولا ملا دواش لا ود دوسه أصل مسك عندي سوى
مش إلا مع عقله
أو بالكن أو جد إن جروبنا عملوا الويرنا جو
عيدك لو وعي
مايا ضد مدوز مقالة إنك حرودان
هذين كانوا يرنا
مركو يري ولا حرودان
هاي كنا بونك ميا بونك يرنا
كنا بونك واي واكنا كتاريس وحاجة أساس استعمالها موجود دواك خان خوريغان أساس استعمالها بورصة جد إن ساستو خشوناي خوريغا تادو كتو بينسي حبدا أو بحسنا بينسي جاس واي واكاسا كان حسنا أسمس كحديث لو قري مو
خوري واكنا
بلا خوري شو
خوري
ما عندي بسوا أساك عربي
سيفت واكنا دي
سيف كلام يخوري مش غير خوري هذا يا
زمان بدقاقة واو كان يا شباب انت انا ضد لي مال ودمي هاي
Then this one is an Omani Arab one. It was dark, it was more than 23 meters deep down or 69 feet down. And then from here we're going to see the Portuguese toilet and then this Portuguese skeleton discovered and then a skeleton of a whale, half the Arab house.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
يا بوت
No, that one you see there is called former anchor. They call it former anchor of a Victorian Omani one.
عمان كان جدا برتاس عمان لكن أوخو
برتانا
برتاس بس
مع
عمان صول عمان برتاس عمان
مسكون لي بارك تويليت this is toilet
شو اسمه هذا عمان
Portuguese man, maybe a captain, because the way he's buried is a Portuguese. He's been buried in a Christian manner because the head is facing the west. For the Muslims, you know, the head has got to face northeast towards Mecca. Also, this one, the arms are crossed like this. For the Muslims, as you know, the arms are good to be straightened besides like this. And then men are buried lying on the sides, right? And men are buried lying on the left-hand side. What you're seeing here, this is a copy of the original. The original is buried 2 meters under because of antique finders and no religion accepts seeing real human beings. Right? So this is only a copy, it's a model of the
كان بنت لا
It's a copy.
Io li copia sempre.
والله فاهم وينك بين حوي
Ile copy. Sababu kuna dini nakubali watu wanaona ile original.
Ngoja, huyu jamaa ni nani sasa?
Captain.
Captain ya
You're Portuguese. Nikufa kaziko hapa. Fishing of whales from South China Sea, Indian Ocean, South Africa every year. And then this is a young one, it's 24 years. It was caught in Tana River, 1992. It was crossing Kenyan coast, going to South Africa for breeding and then back. Because they pass here in September, this month. They pass here from this month, September, October, November. They pass from India, Mogadishu area, Malindi, Lamu, South Mozambique to South Africa. Then January, February, March, and then they are going back now to India. Now this one here, after it was caught in Tana River, it was treated, and then it was brought here in 2016. It's a young it's a young whale, humpback whale. It has a hump up here, right? You can do it. Now, he is eye socket, in Australia, and he mdomo, the lower part and the upper part. And he, it's a young one, 24 years, but they live between 75 and 100 years old. Understand? And then apart from this, you also have something important. Up here is the Arab house, Omani house. I'd like you to go and check. I hope it's...
Let's go.
Ay. كاس الدوما عمان يبحث الله إماد ودنا بشوك.
حيتها من دونتها.
دونتا عمان تلو إماد وإلى عمان إلى إماد تموا. أي دونتو إماد تموا دونتو إماد وإمادين. دونتا تكيه جماعة. عمان دونتا. كلا سيبيرا هم وجدوا.
He's ready to go.
كلا سيبير كيسوا كنا.
Let's go.
أقوان تركيز دم. United School. دوما مروك المعنى.
أي.
كنا مثلا خاب كأولبس لا مكي إيمانا يوم هيدا كان له ولا ما كان شل ملو ولا
بركان له وصعين.
واكنا في سام كما كنا سام واكنا ناغان سامي هاي.
قبلين أرجع قلت سنة والله ما شاء الله.
ما كان
كهرباء هذا صار أنا بستي كمان ما هو فاهم لكن سأخرج بنار قرح
ما يلبس خارجي ويسام أنا بس
ستوا
سانا لو بقول كان نوعا
ما كان علينا
سؤال شاطي هذا ليش يقول سانا يلبس كان
واكن فيني قرح فيني وتاريخي هرباء
TV كده.
ما
قلتي gabagabadii ay maane maxaa leedii markii cadowga darajada hajiro nacabku darajada hawaayo boom dambarkiisa ilama عاشق دمبركيس هل قبسياس أنا قاس كلا عد كلا ملانه
كدر سواي
هدير تلك الجوست شعشع